This is an exciting pod for me. We have made it to 100 episodes. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. I didn't know I was going to be this consistent, I can be honest. I didn't think I would have been in it for 100
Have you met you?
Still though. I'm maybe like 10% surprised that, 20% surprised that I was able to make it to
100 is a lot of episodes.
Yes, that's what I said.
it's a lot.
What I've loved over these 100 episodes is just the opportunity to be able to share, right? To share my heart, give a little bit about my experience, shed some light on my personal life. You know, we opened this year with my wife's and I's pregnancy and delivery journey. So just creating a space where that's becoming normal and the conversations happen more often. It shows me that like this is a great platform and I'm using it, for a great reason. I hope to continue to connect with other individuals that have their own success stories and have their own challenges and their experiences that we can bring to the pod and continue to have this discussion.
Cheers to 100 more.
100 more. Let's clap it up again. All right. Welcome to the new episode of the Myles Hype Podcast. This is Myles Jr. I'm your host. And as always, the vision and goal of this pod is to entertain, educate, and elevate you miles high above your fears, your doubts, and any limitations that you may think exist. Always knowing that those limitations only exist in your mind. All right, so this is an exciting pod for me. We have made it to 100 episodes. Let's clap it up. So we made it to 100. Man, I am ecstatic. I'm happy. I actually never thought, I wouldn't say never thought. It's been a far off thought in my mind, but it just feels good to be here. Honestly, didn't think I would make it to 100 though. Thought I would just get tired of it and just be like, all right, that's it. Let's move on. I'm just happy I stayed committed and stuck to it. It's been a good journey through these first 100, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. I wanted to celebrate. You guys see the setup. I'm happy for this accomplishment. Making it to 100 is it's not easy. Going through the different topics that I want to discuss and trying to have relevant and engaging content, each time. It could be taxing, on the brain because, outside of the pod, there's a whole lot of other stuff that I do that I have to dedicate my mind and my thinking to. So, but preparation for the pod is important, so I do prioritize that, throughout my week. But it does become taxing at times, especially trying to figure out, man, what's a topic that could be engaging, what's something that could be worth talking about or worth discussing, or who would be a good guest to bring on the pod to have a discussion. But to this point, man, it's been great for me. I think what I've learned is just having stickability, right? And sometimes we have to force ourselves to finish, right? Because you don't feel motivated to do it, right? And I've learned through these first 100 episodes that my focus should be on being disciplined and not caring about the motivation, right? Because I feel like if I could discipline myself to do something, discipline myself to wake up every morning and go work out, or wake up and pray and dedicate myself in a disciplined way to certain tasks and completing certain things throughout a day, which turns into a week, which turns into a month, then it becomes a habit, right? And whether I'm motivated or not, I just do it, right? So it's like showering every morning. I don't feel like showering every day, right? But I do it because I want to maintain a healthy hygiene. don't feel like brushing our teeth every day. Teeth every day. Teeth. I don't feel like brushing our teeth every day. Keep that, please. And keep this too. But I don't feel like you feel like showering all the time? Exactly. So you saying no and then asking me why you say. So that's my wife saying if she's asking me like, you don't feel like showering every day, and I ask her if she doesn't feel like showering, and she's like, no, but like I'm sure there are times when, I'm not saying it's every day I don't feel like showering. I'm just saying there are some days I'd be like, boy, I feel like showering today. You know, I might have showered like late the night before and still fresh, right? Still fresh to a certain extent. But, you know, because we've done it sometimes, right? I'm sure everyone has done it out there. But my point is, you know, even though I may not feel like showering, I still do it because I want to maintain a good hygiene. If I may not feel like brushing my teeth, I do it because I want to keep my teeth, right? I want my teeth to continue to look great. So just, you know, through this process, I've learned that discipline is most important. And that's what I've been working towards. And I've seen that, you know, kind of translate into other areas of my life where I may not be motivated, but the discipline causes me to do it, right? And to push through the days when I don't feel like doing it. What I've loved over these 100 episodes is just the opportunity to be able to share, right? To share my heart, give a little bit about my experience, shed some light on my personal life. You know, we opened this year with my wife's and I's pregnancy and delivery journey. And man, that, you know, doing that and being able to like just be open about our experience has shown me that there are a lot of women in particular that are out there that go through similar or worse experiences, especially when we're talking about pregnancy. So just creating a space where that's becoming normal and the conversations happen more often, it shows me that like this is a great platform and I'm using it, you know, for a great reason and for a great purpose. I can't tell you the countless stories Sharice and I have heard since we did our episode earlier this year of you know, pregnant women that came to her and would either just say, man, you guys encouraged me and, you know, I'm able to get through this because of what I've learned, or to get encouragement from her because, you know, they'd be like, man, I'm going through this. This is what I'm feeling. I don't want to do the blah, 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 like whatever the topic is or whatever the issue is. And, you know, Sharice has been able to encourage them, you know, and she's even been able to help some women avoid complications, right? Because like she's very adamant about, man, you need to, like, whatever your body is telling you, whatever your mind is telling you, like lean into that, push into that, because it's important for women not to just focus on like what the doctors are telling you and what the doctors are saying, but really focus on yourself, because no one knows your body like you know your body. And, you know, Sharice is the type to, if anything is wrong with her, she researching it to figure out, man, what is this? What am I going to diagnose myself with today? I call her the web. Yeah, she is usually right, to be honest, you know, and she's usually right in assisting others as well, especially when like you're putting the symptoms together and figuring out, man, okay, what's causing this? What's the root cause of this? And how can I better myself? So I've loved that aspect of the pod, just to be able to create a platform to start like various conversations. You know, I've had a number of conversations about mental health, and just, you know, seeing people be way more comfortable in talking about it, and people being way more comfortable in getting and seeking the help that they need, or just even checking up on their mental health, right? The same way we check up on our physical health, we do the same with our mental health. And, you know, just being able to be a platform that continuously and constantly discuss those topics and these topics has been a love that I have, a love that I've grown, a love that has grown for me through these first 100 episodes. I want to introduce you to the Monroe Global app, the ultimate platform to empower your leadership journey and inspire your purpose-filled life. Access timeless teachings designed to help you grow in every area of your life. From leadership development to personal growth, Monroe Global has it all at your fingertips. With the Monroe Global app, you'll have exclusive access to powerful videos and messages from the legendary Dr. Myles Monroe, a digital library packed with life-changing content right at your fingertips, and a vibrant global community of visionaries, leaders, and change makers just like you. Whether you're at home, on the go, or in the office, the Monroe Global app ensures you never miss an opportunity to learn, grow, and lead. Available now on Google Play and the Apple App Store, the Monroe Global app is your gateway to unlocking your potential and impacting your world. Download the Monroe Global app today and take the first steps toward living the life you were born to lead. And man, what's up next? Next, man, I just hope to keep continuing, man. Keep continuing to bring impactful and engaging conversation to this port. And I hope to continue to connect with other individuals that have their own success stories and have their own challenges and their experiences that we can bring to the port and continue to have this discussion. My ultimate goal of this podcast is to show the audience, the audience, that the same things you are going through and that you experience on a day-to-day basis are the same things we all are experiencing, regardless of where we are in life, how successful we are in life, our status in society. Everyone goes through the same challenges, the same setbacks, the same delays, right? And my goal is to bring a conversation to this platform that allows you to look at your situation with different lens, right? From a different perspective. Because what you're going through and how you deal with it, there may be a better way for you to look at it, right? Take a step back and get out of your own head and get out of your own way and realize that, man, this may not be as bad as it seems or as bad as it feels, or it may be something that I need to go through, right? And just change the perspective and be like, hey, I'm gonna go through this because I'm encouraging myself, right, through this process, because I do see the value in the challenges that I'm going through. My hope is just to continue to bring content to this platform that continues to impact and encourage each one of you out there, and also encourage myself, right? I gain enlightenment and encouragement as I go through the process of figuring out topics, figuring out the content, figuring out the guests. I learn a lot about the things that I'm researching and I'm reviewing, and then I learn a lot about myself as I kind of internalize and apply some of the things that I'm even discussing on the pod. So it's been a fun, first 100. I've agonized a lot about, just getting to this 100th episode, right? It's not an easy feat, and to make it here, just knowing myself and knowing how I'm usually really engaged a lot of the times when I'm doing things, but there are times where I tend to fall off. But I think knowing that about myself and prioritizing and just planning the way that I execute the plans for this pod, I think has helped. I think, I always say the first thing you have to know is yourself. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and then figure out ways that you can, enhance your strengths and, better your weaknesses. Maybe not perfect them, but just become better at managing the things that you aren't good at. Going through these 100 episodes has really taught me that. I think when I think about what the pod means to me, I have a big appreciation for you, the audience, right? The audience that I am able to affect and impact and talk to, right? The comments, the text messages, the emails, the direct messages, it's all, I read most of them. A lot of them are super encouraging. Most of them are super encouraging, and I continue to be inspired to continue, because I know and I hear and I see the fact that I am encouraging and affecting people out there. And then, there are those comments that aren't so welcoming and aren't so encouraging. And I appreciate those too, right? Because it keeps me humble. It keeps me level-headed, right? It allows me to know that, it reminds me that, man, everyone isn't going to take to what it is that you do and what it is that you say, right? We're not for everyone. And seeing individuals who, try to poke the bear and get me to react is practice for me. It's a challenge to me, right? And it just allows me to know that there are going to be times where you're going to be tested, and you're going to be tested sometimes in real time, right? It's just been over, comments and messages and stuff for now, but there may be a point where, there's an individual that comes and says something live, and I have to pivot and figure out, man, how am I going to address this in a very politically correct way? And, just knowing that these things exist has continued to allow me to be encouraged to prepare, right? Not only prepare, but to expect these type of things. And I just appreciate the persons that I am able to affect. I try to focus on the positive in a lot of things, right? I'm not really someone that cares or pays too much attention to negativity. Although I'm human, right? We all are human, and we all are susceptible to feeling our emotions whenever they come up, and it's okay to embrace those, right? I wouldn't encourage anyone to run away from them, but don't dwell in them, right? Don't allow those minor moments to define who you are or what it is that you do, right? You're much bigger than the person that is criticizing or ridiculing you, right? And most of the times they're doing it because they can't do what you do, or they're afraid to do what you do, right? And my encouragement is, man, come join me on the part. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about the differences, right? Let's see why it is that people feel the way that they feel about certain things that I say, I don't say, whatever it is, right? Let's open a discussion. Let's just talk about it, and let's just make it a conversation that we can have. It doesn't always have to be animosity or hostility, right? It could just be a disagreement, right? Where you're on your side, I'm on my side, and we still could both live under the same roof. You know what I mean? And then I want to show appreciation for the team, the production team that has been working with me. I want to clap them up as they've been with me through 100 episodes. This has been a great experience. We've had our clashes, our run-ins, but it's all in trying to get and produce the best product that we can, right? And that's the focus. So I'm very appreciative of the team.
Do you feel like there's more to life than what you're experiencing? That deep down, you're meant for something greater? It's time to stop wondering and start discovering. At the Monroe Institute of Leadership, we believe every person carries a unique purpose, a calling designed specifically for you. Our transformative courses, Discover Purpose and Unlock Your Potential, are crafted to help you uncover that purpose and equip you with the tools to step confidently into your destiny. These powerful courses are for leaders, entrepreneurs, students, and visionaries like you. Through proven principles and actionable insights, you will clarify your vision and set bold goals. You will identify your strengths and passions. You will overcome the barriers holding you back, and you will step boldly into your God-given potential. Our expert facilitators draw from timeless and tested principles, blending practical strategies with kingdom truths to empower you to lead a life of purpose, impact, and transformation. The world needs what you have to offer. Don't let another day pass without unlocking the greatness within you. Visit our website, themill.org, and register today. The Monroe Institute of Leadership. Renew your mind and transform a generation.
And then I'm appreciative of my wife as well, who has been joining me on the pod, over these last 100 episodes. I know you see me say, yeah, she tried to play crazy now. That's so just anything you want to say. 100 episodes in. Anything you want to share.
So you remember when Snoop was accepting his?
You want to thank
I
yourself.
want to thank myself. It's been a long journey. 100 episodes. I've been here when I was recording on 2 cameras, and I'm like, yeah, we need a production team. So it's been a interesting journey. I didn't know if we could reach. Actually, I lied. I know we could reach 100, especially because you know what I mean? It's you. You're disciplined. You're motivated more so than anyone I've ever known. You're consistent. And
I didn't know I was going to be this consistent. I can be honest. I didn't think I would have been in it for 100
have you met
episodes.
you?
Still though. I'm maybe like 10% surprised that 20% surprised that I was able to make it to
100 is a lot of episodes.
Yes, that's what I said.
it's a lot.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I just want to say congratulations. I am happy to be a part of the journey. I will continue to be a part of the journey, of course.
You don't have a choice.
But yeah, it's been a fun ride. I think the conversations are needed and necessary, and I'd like to thank the audience because they've done a great job in keeping us going as well. So yeah, cheers to 100 more.
100 more. Let's clap it up again.
What would you say has been your favorite episode?
Over 100 episodes. Oh man. So the episode with Doskaway was fun because I'm a person that really loves to laugh, and that guy is super funny, and just being able to like go back and forth on him and to inject humor into the conversation, like that was fun. And then like I said, the part that we did at the top of the year about our pregnancy journey, I think that was therapeutic in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. For us to kind of tell our story and to be open and honest about our experience. I felt that I did a lot specifically because of like how that has snowballed into like you being able to almost be the pregnancy whisperer to a sense. So just seeing like how things have evolved from that episode, like that has been a good one. But I mean, each episode I feel is special, right? Everything I discuss and talk about and people that I bring on to be a guest on the pod is for a purpose, right? It isn't haphazard in my thinking or even in my execution. So like each episode has a special place, I feel, throughout this journey. But I think those would be those are the first two that come to mind, not being prepared to even answer that question.
Who was your dream guest?
My dream guest. I think, I still can't pronounce this guy's name, so I'm not going to butcher his name, but the current CEO of Red Lobster, I still feel like that would be a great conversation. And that's kind of a selfish desire as well, because people like that like just intrigue me naturally, right? And me being business minded, and and not only like him being in business, but the circumstances that Red Lobster has been facing and that they're trying to get through, like that intrigues me, just to see how like the way he thinks of business to meet it where it is and be real about what wasn't working, what hasn't been working, what needs to change, and then implementing these different changes in it, and then just kind of seeing it play out in real time. I think he would be a great conversation. I can't think of any other guests. I probably don't even want to name other guests. I'm sure there are.
Put it into the atmosphere.
Nah, I prefer not to. But there are some guests out there that I would love to interview. And for me, it's not about like people that are known or like popular. For me, it's more so about like the value that they bring because of their journey or their story or their experience. And, that would be like, those are persons who would be more of a focus for me. So, some of the names that I may call, like, people may not even know, but, they are valuable to me because I've been either watching their journey, I've heard about or read about their story, and it has helped me or taught me or, gave me some insights on different things. So yeah.
When will we get a live podcast?
My wife been pushing for this live podcast from probably episode 10. And we'll get the live podcast when the live podcast happens. I don't know. I like, if to me, like, I think the momentum has to be there, right? The demand has to be there for it. And I don't know if it's there yet. Like, I'm still building the brand, still building the audience. But it is a goal of mine, right? Like, when we talk about what's next, like, that is something that I would like to do. I would like to, like, go to, like, different countries and host a live podcast, and a intimate setting. I'm not talking about, like, filling out an arena or whatever, right? But just an audience that I can engage with, and maybe invite persons who are there locally to share some of their stories, and just kind of do exactly what this platform was created for. So, live pods is something that definitely I would love to do in the future sometime, for sure. So yeah. So, I mean, this is just sort of a celebratory pod. It's something that I feel I should celebrate, being able to reach this milestone, pun intended. Being able to reach this milestone is encouraging, and I want to continue to push myself beyond what I thought or expected that I would be able to do, and just to prove to myself that, man, and to prove to others that whatever you put your mind to is possible, right? You just have to continue, and you just have to finish what it is that you set out to finish. And that's it, man. That's what I wanted to do today. This episode 100. Going to take myself a break. So I'm going to be off for the next couple of weeks. So we'll be back with our 101 episode in a bit, right? But enjoy your summer. This is seventh month in the year. We are almost finished with 2025, right? Just about halfway through. Like I said in my last pod, you still have the opportunity to continue what it is that you started in January. I want to, encourage you to commit to finishing, right? Commit to completing, right? Stay committed to what it is that you want to do. Matter of fact, let's just make that our milestone for this episode, right? Let's stay committed. Let's stay committed for the rest of this year. Let's stay committed to completing all the tasks, the goals that we've set for ourselves back in January of 2025. All right. So as always, the vision and goal of this pod is to entertain, educate, and elevate you miles high above your fears, your doubts, and any limitations that you may think exist. Always knowing that those limitations only exist in your mind. All right. So closing out on the 100th episode of the Myles podcast. I'll see you guys in a bit. But as always, you guys stay blessed.